Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
He. And he says to her, listen, you got a fine white girl ass. So I don't like the look of this D. Listen, I don't need gay or straight boner pills. My boner works just fine.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I want to see movies! I think I've died and gone straight to honker heaven. Boobs are amazing.
Yes, they are. Hail and howdy. Welcome to the Daily Dive, the Double Ds, where you, the chat, the gatekeepers, hail to the gatekeepers. You're here to make sure that we remain pure. I'm not pure. I have impure thoughts all the time. I had 8 hours of glorious sleep last night. And the primary dream that I remember, wow. All right. Because here's what we're going on. Take it very Doctor Who-esque. I'm on some sort of time and space adventure, and we're trying to track down this dude called Snoopy. Like, don't ask me. Kind of looks like a cross between Andrew Garfield and David Tennant. So there really is some Doctor Who-ish stuff going on here. And he's got this crazy wife who kind of knows where he is. We're trying to track down, and all kinds of crazy shit's going on. And it's a wild, crazy adventure. But at one point, we're at this lake house. Me and my crew, my team, my companions, we're at this lake house. And we know that either Snoopy or his wife or his girlfriend, whatever she is, supposed to be there. And I'm looking around, and then there are these 3 smoking hot babes. Beautiful. Just total knockouts. And at this point, I'm at that point in the dream where I think all this shit's really happening. I am totally caught in. There's no lucid dreaming going on. I'm believing I'm on some sort of crazy time and space adventure. And now here we are. And I get separated from my team. And there are these 3 smoking hot chicks who are also there looking around. And I just go, hi, ladies. And they're into me. And I know, of course, Adam, yeah, you know it's a dream then, Adam, because all these girls are into you. Ha, ha, ha. But still, they're all over me. And they grab me and they just pull me back. And I'm laying there. And they're all 3 of them around me and arms. And they're giving me their, and I'm asking their names like, you, and I go, you ladies, you're beautiful. You're hot. What are your names? Hi, I'm Adam. How are we doing? And they tell me their names. One of them was called Zintel or some shit like that. It's crazy sci-fi names. And then lips and hands things are starting to happen. And I'm thinking, yes, let's go. Because I think it's really happening. I'm so caught up in the dream. I'm thinking, all right, yes, this is great. Oh, and then they vanish. And we're not talking, I woke up into reality and they vanish. No, they vanish in the dream. My own dream, the story of my own dream cock-blocked me. My own dream cock-blocked me, and they just vanished. I'm going, what happened? Where did they go? They were here. Things were starting. It was going to be glorious. And my companions are going, wait a minute. What are you talking about? We didn't see anything. And I said, no, there were these 3 beautiful women here, and I say out loud, that's it. I'm finding Snoopy. He had something to do with this. And I go around back, And I'm going, Snoopy, where are you, you bastard? You did this. You took those beautiful women away from me. And I go around, and instead of Snoopy, it's his weirdo girlfriend, wife, and I start questioning her, and then she goes away. And then I find him. I find the Snoopy, and he's sitting there all being Guru Zen-like. And I tell him, dude, bring back the girls. I said, you bring back the girls. He goes, I can't. I have to go on this adventure. And I have to go back to the vortex. And he goes into this broken down truck. And I watch him go into this warp. And then there's this other chick there who I guess I had seen throughout it. And she says, we have to go after him. And I go, you damn straight have to go after him because I wanted to bring back the girls. And I remember we're pushing all those buttons and we get pulled into this warp, and we're kind of surfing on the truck in a way, or she's surfing on it. I'm leaning out the window, pushing buttons. And then I woke up and I thought to myself, damn, I want to go back to the moment where those three beautiful women were all over me. And it was great. I need a woman. My dream manager made me roll for something. I got a natural one. Yeah, my own subconscious said, sorry, you're not going to get to have this kind of fun. No, you're not going to get to remember it. Dream Master. I think what he would say is Dream Master. Anyway, so that's how I woke up this morning. Very disappointed because I woke up in my bed and realized, shit, it wasn't real. It wasn't really happening. Yeah, I still wouldn't have gotten any, but still, for a minute there, it was glorious. And that truly was a dream come true for a minute. But either way, I still had a good night's sleep. I've had a nice breakfast. I've collected some topics of discussion from my end, but from your end, because you are the chat, you are the gatekeepers, you get to decide if this show rolls. The rules are the same as normal, although wait a minute, hang on. One of those rules has to go away because Dermy Karaoke is over, and I am not participating in that again. That was terrible. I know it was bad, and I did it of my own free will. But I'm sure the clips will make it out there eventually. Anyway, so the rules are back to normal. $5 orders an Adam rant on just about anything. You never know when you get a free one, though. So that's kind of a risk. But you could force one on me. $10 gets you a question. Ask me a question. I'll tell you no lies. Adam, how do you feel about this? Adam, how do you feel about that? We'll have a good discussion. We always do. It's always good stuff, especially if it's nerd-related on stuff I know. I will go on, and you get your $10 worth every damn time. $15 gets you an instant hot take reaction to an article we may see during the news segment or one you may have found you want me to react to because I have such special takes on everything. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, the $20. The $20 make Adam watch a video and react to it, whether I like it or not. That is good. And, of course, $30 gets you chat. Made me watch his reviews. You guys will be getting one tomorrow, courtesy of Kratos. The original Super Mario live-action movie starring Bob Hoskins and Dennis Hopper. Tomorrow, we will get that. We will get that tomorrow. I haven't seen that in a long time, but I remember it completely. I remember that god-awful movie completely. So you'll get a probably an annoyed-filled rant on that one. I was the tallest Midgar. I was at the front of that short bus for sure. I was really. Hang on a second. I gotta wipe my glasses off real quick. So hang on a sec, because they're all messed up, and I cannot concentrate when I see spots on my glasses. I just can't. It keeps breaking my train of thought. And now, kids, you should never use your shirts to wipe your glasses, but we do it anyway. These are old lenses at this point. I'm a year out of getting my prescription tweaked. I should have gotten it last year, but the lenses are expensive. Even at Costco, shit's expensive. And I got other things that have to be done. I could still see fine. I got other bills to pay for the next couple of months that have to be done. I got to go get my license renewed next weekend. I gotta go do that. I was so hoping and praying that I would somehow be moved out of this state before I had to renew my license. Because it's been a decade, it's been a decade in January. So on my birthday. So I have to go get my license renewed, and I got to go there Saturday morning because that's the only time I have to do it. What have I seen? I honestly have not seen a ton of Jason Statham movies. You know what the funny thing is? My mom has probably seen this movie. She went on a Jason Statham kick on Tubi a couple of months ago, and she just watched a whole bunch of Jason Statham movies. So she's probably seen it, and I haven't, because she just likes watching him kick people's ass. So, no, I have not. I have not actually seen a ton. I only have a couple Jason Statham movies. I mean, I have the first 2 Transporter movies. I have, of course, Expendables 1 through 3, and I've seen a couple other ones, but I've seen Crank 1 and 2, and a couple others here and there. But no, I haven't seen a ton of Jason Statham movies. I know what you were saying, Kratos. And I can even read even further. That's why I said I was the tallest one at the front of the short bus. I know what's going on here. You guys respect me so much. Anyway, I'm not going to engage. Anyway, so there's the rules. We play by them. It's up to you guys. Anyway, I have got stuff to talk about. First, we have to do due diligence. It's always important to do due diligence where there are updates to stories we perhaps covered yesterday in a roundtable. This is the first one, just to get this out of the way. We spent some time yesterday on roundtable talking about the Zelda live action movie leaks. We were very careful. I didn't show the leaks, but then this morning, Nintendo said, F it. We're just going to put out the pre-prepared production stills for promotion now. And here they are. And it changes nothing. My attitude yesterday is the same exact when it was yesterday. Same opinion. This changes nothing. In fact, his Link looks kind of worse when we get a look at him. And yes, it's clearly Breath of the Wild Zelda, bow and arrow Zelda. I mean, I still think that's wrong. Let's get another good look at the kid here. I mean, we don't know anything. And I'm going to say the same thing I said yesterday. Anybody that's saying that this proves the movie's going to be good, Miyamoto is God, Miyamoto we trust, Miyamoto, blah, 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 blah. You're a moron. You're an idiot. This tells us nothing. It tells us they got some okay costuming. They got decent prosthetic Hylian ears for pointy-eared Hylian stuff. And you put Link in a green tunic. Congratulations. You did the bare minimum to make it look okay. Now, what will it be like going forward? I don't know. Nobody knows. We don't know what their acting's like. We don't know the story. We don't know if there's Ganon or no Ganon. We don't know what kind of timeline for Hyrule this is. We don't know anything. These are some very basic bitch visuals that tell us absolutely nothing except they got some of the looks sort of right. That's it. There's nothing to eat from this. Nobody is being served a hearty meal here. You're being served finger food, not even an appetizer, finger food at a party. And when the tray is empty, there are no refills. There's nothing left. So let's be real here. All these is you got them to look sort of right. I mean, maybe if they had shown him holding the Master Sword, maybe, I don't know. Maybe if she was actually in a Zelda dress and not Breath of the Wild gear. I don't know. Maybe if they showed them at a famous locale in Hyrule. I don't know. Maybe. But there is nothing to this. There is nothing. And if you think there's something, you're no better than an MCU Disney Star Wars stan. You're not. You could be excited. I'm not telling people not to be excited. What I'm saying is, let's be realistic here. This doesn't tell us anything real. We won't know anything until we get a story leak, a synopsis break, or probably literally a year from now. There will be no trailer for this until next fall, winter. November, December, because this doesn't come out till May 2027. So they're going to sit on this. Get used to this. This is all you're likely getting for the next year. You might get a few more sales. You might get an announcement of who's playing this or that, but you're not getting much else. I'm not saying I don't have faith in this movie. I still think live action is a bad idea, and I'm ready to be proven wrong. But there's still a lot that can go wrong with this. And people are saying, I have faith, I believe this. Well, you need to come back down to earth and reality and not be dumb. I'm saying it dumb. Be an adult. Don't be a drone. Don't be a Stan. Be an adult. Temper your expectations. Wait till there's actual meat on the bone to chew. Legend of Zelda live action movie. Miyamoto's not a god. He's essentially retired from Nintendo now. I doubt he wrote this script. He maybe gave a couple of notes which they may or may not have thrown out. And that's it. This movie may be great. It may be dog shit. In realistic belief, I think this movie's going to be mid as hell. I think it's going to be mid as hell. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be terrible. It's literally going to be the definition of mid. That's my thoughts. I'm sticking to them. We're done with this for now. So I wanted to make sure we could give an actual take. Because you guys saw the leaks. You guys saw the leaks. There was no difference. This changes nothing. I mean, yeah, and you know, what you guys are saying here are right. I mean, I see what you're saying, and I don't disagree with what you're saying in the chat. I don't. And that's the thing. These are the barest of leaks. And if those dudes had not found that set in the middle of the New Zealand forests, they wouldn't have released shit right now. Nothing. We would get nothing. We get nothing. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. The easiest thing to do is to just make it any story in the reincarnation cycle. That way you don't have to adhere to a story, which is the smart play. That was Jed's original statement when we started talking about this months ago, and I agree with him now in retrospect. I thought originally, yeah, let's do Link to the Past. No, Jed was right. Jed was right. Make it an original story because Zelda is set up for that kind of thing. The way the franchise works, it's set up for it. And now, if you're taking inspiration from recency bias, where you're going to draw a lot on Breath of the Wild, I think that's a mistake. I think the smartest thing is to go as classic as possible, but clearly they're not. That is Zelda garb from Breath of the Wild. And putting Link in a green tunic, great, good. That's a more original looking Link, but you're going to go with a hat? Is he going to be left-handed? No, I don't think Link needs to be left-handed. Link hasn't been left-handed since Skyward Sword, I believe, where they switched it to right-handed so that people could play properly with the motion control on the Wii. But Link was always left-handed. I remember one of my first memories of learning Zelda lore when I was a kid was, I believe it was in the Link to the Past strategy guide, where this was a great strategy guide. Let me bring this up. Let me show this thing to you guys. I had this. This thing came free because I was such a loyal Nintendo Power subscriber for years and years and years. I got this. For free. I got this for free when I was a kid. Yeah, here it is, baby. Here it is. This bad boy right here. This bad boy right here. Let me open the image in a new tab. Let me show you. This thing was great. I worshipped at the altar of this because I already beaten the game, but then it came to me in the mail free. Nintendo sent this to me for free, and it had everything. But what was cool about it is that the prologue, the first parts of it, was a complete, at the time, timeline of Zelda. Because remember, this is the late 80s, early 90s. There was just back then the one timeline of Zelda. Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link, Link to the Past. There were 3 games, and that was the timeline. And this was the beginning. This was the first one chronologically. Third one come out, first one chronologically. And when I got this, it had the actual story of everything in the beginning, all laid out with beautiful classic Nintendo artwork put in there. And within that, I believe it was in this. You can't quote me on this. I believe this is where I read it. That Link is left-handed because in the lore, I'm not talking about if Miyamoto's left-handed or that bullshit. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm talking about in-game lore. That Link is left-handed because he must keep his shield on his right arm because he always wants to make sure his shield is blocking Death Mountain. Cool little point. And that's why Link is left-handed. Not because maybe yes, Miyamoto's left-handed. He wanted Link to be left-handed, but I don't give a fuck about that. What I'm saying is in the lore, it's an interesting little lore point that Link wanted to make sure that he always had his shield to defend himself from the gaze of Death Mountain. I just thought that was a cool little thing. This strategy guide was great. Mine was falling apart by the time its life ended. Falling apart because I used it all the time. Because I played Link to the Past over and over again. I think I said this the other day. I don't know if we were in just Discord or a live stream. Link to the Past was my snow day game. That was my snow day game. If I had a snow day when I was a kid, this was the game I put in to play on a snow day. I don't know if that's a weird thing. If anybody else has snow day games, did you guys have where you live? If you have snow, did you have snow day games that you played? I mean, on a snow day. I mean, I played Link to the Past all the time, but if it was a snow day, that was the game I really, really wanted to play on a snow day. And you get all bundled up, you sit there, controller in hand, and you just playing in. It's because you played it so many times. It's a good friend. So this was my snow day game, especially during high school. We're gonna talk gaming magazines. We're gonna talk gaming magazines. I mean, gaming magazines were great back in the day, but there was the tier. At the time, if you were Nintendo Power was the top because Nintendo Power was an incredible magazine. And it was the first subscription thing I ever had. I asked my mom for it. And here's the thing. I asked for it a month late. So I was there from issue number 2 on, where you had Simon for Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. I never got the original one with the Play-Doh Mario on it for Super Mario Brothers 2. I was there from issue 2 on. I was there so long that when they came out with the Link's Awakening Game Boy one, it was this big fat golden cover with the owl on it, they sent me a pin because I had been such a loyal subscriber from the beginning, essentially. And it was so cool. Nintendo Power had it all, man. They gave you the maps, they gave you fun interviews, they gave you previews, they gave you comics, so much good stuff. You got your money's worth. With Nintendo Power as a kid. You really did. And then they would send you free shit like this with strategy. They sent me a free strategy guide like this. This was just, you're great. Thank you for being here. We're going to give you this. So Nintendo Power was number 1, clearly number 1. When you go down the list some more, though, I would say by the time I get to high school, by the time I get to 13, 14, end of middle school, going into high school, EGM had started taking over because suddenly there was more than just Nintendo. And EGM was great for a lot of years. It was better. It had great reviews. It had great promos. It had great previews, great interviews, a lot of good stuff. Never gave you the walkthroughs that Nintendo gave you, but it had a lot of good stuff. It was mainly your monthly news digest for gaming because that's all you had. There was no internet. There was barely internet. There was no way to get news. So EGM was great. After that, there was GamePro. GamePro was shit. And anybody that tells you otherwise, they're liars. GamePro was dog shit. GamePro had a dog shit TV show on Saturday mornings to try and get you to buy the magazine. Oh, look, guys, this was going down in GamePro. I remember that stupid ass host. He was a host for a bunch of nerd shit or pseudo nerd shit in that period of time, some ginger fucker. And GamePro was dog shit. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. GamePro was crap. I mean, you guys know, those of you that you know, GamePro was shit. It was thinner than EGM. It was like this thin. It was thinner than the Nintendo Power, thinner than EGM. EGM was thick. EGM was like, yeah, baby. It was like big, good and thick. And Nintendo Power wasn't thick, but it was packed with good stuff. Packed with good stuff. But GamePro was crap. And there wasn't much else. That was it. Maybe one or two sort of gaming mags, maybe related to PC gaming, were out there. But back then, PC gaming wasn't what it is now. So people were mainly console. And I was religiously wedded to Nintendo Power and then EGM. I had stacks of all my Nintendo Powers. I kept them forever. It wasn't until I started moving a lot as a kid. And my mom said, we're not carrying these boxes around anymore. You're getting rid of them. And by then, I kind of lost interest in Nintendo. So I said, no, I wish I'd kept them now. Those things would be great to have for nostalgia reference purposes. It'd be fantastic. But I kept those forever. I kept stacks of EGM for years. Eventually, though, EGM did go to shit because the reviews started being crap. And here's where I knew it went bad. I remember exactly the moment that I said, fuck this. I'm done with EGM. I had just gotten Star Ocean 3 till the end of time. And I was playing it. And I went to the back to read the reviews where they had the 4 do's in the columns. And the reviews spoiled the shit out of it. Spoiled the shit out of it. And I was so pissed off. I said, that's it, I'm done. And EGM had gone to crap by then anyway. It was garbage. They wasn't giving you bang for your buck anymore. And it wasn't the same good reviewers anymore. They were all assholes. They didn't really review well. They didn't really play these games. You could tell. That was good. That's when I got around. That was around the time where I had a free subscription to Game Informer because I had been doing GameStop stuff. So it gave me a free subscription. Game Informer was good for a little while. And I let the subscription go for a little bit. And then when it ran out, I thought, okay, I don't need it anymore. And that was kind of it. That was the end of gaming mags. Game Informer was the last one. And then that was done. Because then we have internet. We have internet where everything is right here. We can find everything. All the news. We don't need gaming magazines. But it was a different era, man. Different era. And it was good. It was good. It was fun. Had a lot of good stuff. I would not trade anything for the memories I have with Nintendo Power. That Nintendo Power came every month. Because think about it, you're a little kid. You don't get stuff in the mail. Suddenly, every month, there's this. There it is for you. This is for you. Your thing, your magazine. You rip open the plastics, like, oh, got that new magazine smell, and you carefully go through it because you don't want to skip ahead. You don't want to skip ahead to the fold out maps that they had for a game. There were fold out maps in Nintendo Power. They had fold out maps for games in there. It was great. It was great. It was great. It was good stuff. Nintendo knew how to take care of their customers back then. Now, Nintendo customers, they're just, they don't care. I mean, Nintendo doesn't really care for the customers because they know the pigs are going to line up at the trough every time. No matter what. Back then, though, in the 80s and the 90s, they took care of their customers. They knew that the kids were going to be the perfect conduit to go to mom and dad, buy me this, buy me that. And it was a relationship that everybody understood and agreed to. There was no mystery in it at all. Oh, man. That was memory lane right there. That was good stuff. That was good stuff. GameFAQ website, GameFAQ, Game FAQ. I only went there for the forums on occasion. I didn't really use the website. I went to because back then for a while they were the only place to go to find questions. Of course, it became shit eventually too, like everything does. And they would have those Game FAQ walkthroughs. The walkthroughs were great. Some of those walkthroughs were solid, good walkthroughs. Just the HTML, boom, all text. Scroll through it, find it. Yeah, Yeah, that stuff was great. The game FAQ links for that stuff people wrote themselves, the fans wrote, those were great, fantastic. I used plenty of those back in the day. I did. I always use those because my favorite one to use, just because I never remember the moments. Oh, whenever I have to play Knights of the Old Republic 2, KOTOR 2, I always had to go back and check who had what for their force alignment, increase or decrease. Always had to go check that. Never remember. To this day, I never remember. I always need to go check who's got what for the force alignment up, increase, decrease every damn time. It's one of those things just doesn't stick in my memory, despite my memory being what it is. All right, we got other stuff here. Let's move on. All right, let's go for good news. Let's do good news before we go fuck as a follow-up to more shit from yesterday. As fans of movies and stuff, we don't get what we want a lot. We don't get what we want a lot. But it is very cool that James Cameron decides to take a little time off from making Avatar, which I could give a fuck about, to tell us that there is progress on Alita 2. James Cameron says he and Robert Rodriguez have sworn a blood oath to make Alita Battle Angel 2. We're thinking of an architecture that bridges to a third film, but we'll be satisfied if we can make one more, and we're making progress on that. So that's good, and this is a real interview. This is some bullshit. This is real. So we get one of these about once a year from James Cameron or Robert Rodriguez. We're making progress. I'd much rather see this than an Avatar movie. It's not going to make as much money as an Avatar movie, of course not. But I would really enjoy an Alita Battle Angel 2. Because this is one of those times where it's not an exact adaptation. I know there's mistakes, but this is a good manga anime adaptation. It's successful. It's good. It's solid. It doesn't treat the IP with disrespect. Makes it good, makes it fun. And it was really good special effects. So I own it. I watch it at least once or twice a year. I love this movie. So I would like a second one. I would love a second one. Be great. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. So I just wanted to update you guys on that one. God. You had a bunch of text walkthroughs. So Golden Sun, Breath of Fire. I never used a Breath of Fire walkthrough. Those games, I've only played. Oh, I played Breath of Fire 1 twice, Breath of Fire 2 twice. Only played Breath of Fire 3 once, and only played Breath of Fire 4 once. Never beat it because that game was dog shit. In the end, was fucked. I hated that. I hated Breath of Fire 4. I think, and you could feel it was rushed. The localization was rushed. There's not a Japanese shit in there. Breath of Fire 4 was dog shit. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on a second. There we go. Oh, better now. But yeah, I love the Breath of Fire. If anything deserved the HD 2D remaster stuff from Square Enix Next, it would be Breath of Fire 1 through 3. Those deserve it. Because those are all the same story. It's the same world. Breath of Fire 1 through 3. All the same stuff. So Breath of Fire 1 through 3, those deserve 2D HD remakes. Because remember, you might not forget it, Breath of Fire, that's a Square IP. But they were Square Soft back then. They weren't Square Enix. They were Square Soft. So, don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it. Only way I would do Chrono Trigger 2D HD is if they were going to 2D HD Chrono Cross and fix that fucked up game. Because if you've played the Chrono Trigger semi remaster you can get on Steam now, at the end they have the tie-in to Chrono Cross. You get one more. Lusa gets one more animated cutscene at the very end, which ties into Chrono Cross. So Chrono Cross, whether you like it or not, it is canon. Of course, it's canon. So unless they were going to do a 2D HD of Chrono Cross as well and fix that fucked up game, I don't want it. No, just leave it all alone. Leave it all alone. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. No, because Chrono Trigger regular still plays and looks beautiful. Looks great. Looks great. Now, if they made it, it would sell hotcakes. Boom. Those are fine off the shelf. Nostalgia bait works. Go for it. But no, that's my desire. I don't know if they have that on their list. Because here's the thing, Chrono Trigger, it still has life of own because they just did. I mean, a couple years ago, they did the release on Steam, the basic game, the last Game Boy version. And then they released the Radical Dreamers edition of Chrono Cross. So they've done some stuff recently. But you want to talk about an IP that has been dormant and could use. So if Square Enix is going to keep doing what they're doing and going back to their library and giving fresh life to their franchises, Breath of Fire should be high up on that list. And it doesn't need to be current day gaming. Breath of Fire would work perfectly for the 2D HD series that they're doing. It would work. It would be great. Fantastic. And I would get those. I would buy all three of those, man. Breath of Fire 1 through 3, great games. Fun games. Solid quality games. Good stories. Classic silent protagonist. Good villain with tear. And fun mechanics. The dragon transformation mechanics are cool. And it's a lot of fun. So I look forward to that possibility. And I think they're gonna. I think Square Enix is being smart right now. They're not going to try anything radical or new. They should still try some things new, but they're gonna go back to the date they brought to this dance. So I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of years we see a Breath of Fire 2D HD, Breath of Fire 1 2D HD. Hell, well, listen, if they're going to do, DQ1 and DQ2 are shorter games. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a single drop of Breath of Fire 1 through 3 because it is a trilogy. It's a trilogy. Because here's how you know it's a trilogy. One, characters reappear. But two, when you get to Breath of Fire 3, there's a mural in it that shows the final battle from Breath of Fire 1. Now, the original SNES games, or at least SNES 1 and 2, is Breath of Fire 1 and 2, and Breath of Fire 3 was, I believe it was a PS1 game. There was not a lot of, how do I put this? Not a lot of connective tissue. It wasn't a ton of connective tissue. You had to look at it. It was basically we know. Never outright there. But if they did the 2D HD remakes, they could really connect all three games to each other. They really could do it then. And really make it a solid, true trilogy where you have carryover for each one, events or moments that are harkened back to. Because one of the characters, Blue, the snake lady, the Lamia, who's your companion in the first one, she's a secret character in the third game. You can pick her up in the third game. Oh, second game. No, not third game. Second game. Blue is a pickup character in the second game, which connects it. And even though they don't call it tier in the second game, when you get to the final boss, the crying little girl, that's Tier's first form. They don't call it tier, but it is tier. So it's there. All the callbacks are there. You just have to know it. You have to see it. So I think they're going to do it. I have a feeling they would do it. I never played Parasite Eve. I was never interested in Parasite Eve. Horror games, no. Don't care. If you, I don't know if there's money to be made in Parasite Eve. Just like I don't know if there's money to be made on Breath of Fire. But Breath of Fire is a classic JRPG, and it fits in with the motif of Square's 2D HD remake. And I have these hiccups right now. Give me a second. Well, looked like a horror game to me. I still don't care. Don't give me that. Don't give me that emoji face. Don't give me your ball gag emoji face. Give me that. One more time. Always get the hiccups. I talk too quickly. Anyway, I think somewhere in there the roadmap is there. Parasite Eve is very niche. It's niche. It doesn't. I don't think it has a giant fan base. Breath of Fire has a fan base out there still that would clamor for this game and be successful. Anyway, all right. Let's get to some stupid. Before we get to the news, which I haven't even set up. No, I did. I did set up the news. I did set up the news. All right. There you go. Okay. We're going down these rabbit holes today. Clearly, we're going down these rabbit holes. Xenogears. That is a game that would also, I think, work with the 2D HD series. And that is a game that needs it because we all know what happened with Xenogears. Halfway through the game, the funding dried up. So Disc 2, there's a reason Disc 2 is dog shit and just stills and flashbacks and quick cuts to instances because they ran out of money and they had to hurry up and finish the game. And here's the other thing. Here's what I understand. If you're going to do Xenogears, you have to redo Xenosaga because Xenogears is the fourth or fifth game in the series. Xenosaga 1, 2, 3, then Xenogears, where they're all trapped on the planet afterwards, where they're all reincarnated on the planet. That's what you need to do. So and also Xenosaga needs to be redone because they dropped the ball hard on that series. Xenosaga 1, incredible. Xenosaga 2, dog shit. Xenosaga 3 manages to kind of fix it towards the end, but still, although, man, they made Shion look so good in Xenosaga 3. Oof, yeah. Anyway, she got up there in the waifu levels a little bit there, gaming waifus. But if you're going to do it, they need to redo all of Xenosaga and call it not Xenogears, but Xenosaga 4. And then I think there's one more game after that. So they need to, or there was gonna be. There's one more story to tell. So they need to that's a series that needs a top to bottom remake. Do it. That would be this would be part of the Square Enix redemption story of going back and bringing back their best IPs. Breath of Fire, Xenosaga, and I know Xenosaga was not a Square series. It was Monolith that did it, but Xenogears was Square. The Xenogears was Square. So there's a lot of ownership problems with Xenosaga. So I don't even know if Square even owns the rights to Xenosaga. But if they're going to do it, they'd have to do that from the beginning. Don't just give me Xenogears. Give me the whole damn thing. And then give me the Xenogears game we were always promised back in the day. Do I still have a copy of that sitting around someplace? I might have a copy of Xenogears 1 sitting in a box. May or may not. I don't know. I'd have to go look. I know I had it. I traded it in and I bought it again. But I started to play it. I didn't. All I know is Xenogears was an incredible game, but that's a game that deserves a graphical upgrade and a complete remake to tell the story as intended. Totally. But there are some stories out there that are predictable and we don't want. Yesterday on Roundtable, we took some time to remind everybody that James Gunn's DCU is giving us a Jimmy Olsen TV show, as well as the not-so-shocking news that Brainiac is the primary villain of Superman, Man of Tomorrow. Big wow, big whoop. Everybody knew this shit. But today, the story keeps rolling on. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the fact that as I predicted, as many have predicted, Man of Tomorrow, it doesn't stop with the Superman Lex team up. Oh, they're going to stoop in more and more people. And today it is revealed that there's a new female being cast, a female hero cast in Man of Tomorrow, described as being in her late 20s and having an edge. There's a height requirement, and they're looking for taller actresses. The character described as a warrior and having a strong physique. Yeah. Here comes Diana. Here comes Wonder Woman. It's obvious that there's clearly, if this is true, they are now going to stup in Wonder Woman into this. And just yesterday, Dre was saying, go to Wonder Woman, but not like this. Not like this. Once again, you're turning all these movies into ensemble movies, which will water down all the characters. I mean, fight me on this. James Gunn, Superman, James Gunn, Lex Luthor, they're crap characters. These are crap version of these characters. They're very shallow. So it's just more slop on top of James Gunn's slop he was already trying to sell you. But then it gets even worse. Pierce Brosnan gave an interview with GQ, says he's heard Dr. Fate will appear in the next Superman movie. I've never banged down anyone's door. I mean, they know where to find me. I've heard that Dr. Fate was going to have his own TV show or his own movie. I've heard that he's going to be in the next Superman. We're not saying it's going to be Pierce Brosnan, but now we're getting Dr. Fate stooped in. People need to understand that's a big deal because Dr. Fate is the magical nuclear missile of DC. Yeah, Zatanna's no slouch, all that kind of stuff. But this is the man who you go to when you have nuclear Armageddon, nuclear magical Armageddon on your hands. You're going to put him into this movie now, too. Man of Tomorrow is shaping up to be the disaster, an even worse disaster than Superman 2025. This movie is already a mess, and people are really buying into the whole Brainiac as Baby Joey because recent DC Comics did some stupid shit like that. Brainiac is a Kryptonian creation. What? James Gunn is a hack. The people working for him are hacks. This movie's going to be disgusting and stupid. We'll be there in 2027 when it comes out. We'll watch it. We'll review it. We'll shit on it. There is no hope. And you know what? It'll be so funny. We are a month and a half away from Warner Brothers Discovery being bought by somebody. I've heard now there are Saudi investors involved. Warner Brothers is almost bought and paid for by another corpo. I would love nothing more than to watch them shit can James Gunn's DCU because it is nothing but a money loser. So this is great. You can't ask for more dog shit news concerning James Gunn, proving that he has no plan. He has no plan. The Gods and Monsters plan out the window. There is nothing about any of this that screams was always going to happen. Because James Gunn, he's not good at his job. At least he's only good at it when it's niche. When it's mainstream, he doesn't know what he's doing. And this proves it yet again. All right, we're done with this one now. Yep, James Gunn sucks. James Gunn sucks. You know, Power Girl isn't tall. Power Girl's not tall. They're not getting Power Girl. Because you know why we're not getting Power Girl? Because there's a Supergirl movie coming out. That's why you're not getting Power Girl. Because Power Girl is alternate Earth Supergirl all grown up. They're not doing that. Not doing that. They're not. All right. We got anything? Have you guys spent money on me yet today? No, we can't have both. You can't have both. Not now. Not like this. It would be so retarded to have both. You can have both with proper story work. James Gunn can't give you both. No. All right, you guys haven't given me money, so we're going to go to the news. Thank you. It's actually been a while since I did this, so let's go to the refresh. Let's see what we got with the news today. Okay, share screen because that's how this works. All right. Variety. What do you got for us today? Rosalia's Lux becomes her first music. I don't care. Billionaire island producer Gudny Humoval and Yevgeny Supin behind whatever. I don't care. Benny Blanco presents Phil Sarno with businessman. I don't care. No, this is interesting. Hunting Wives, don't know. SNL Ariana Grande to host with Cher as musical guests, plus Josh O'Connor and Lily Allen. Wow. Sign me up not to watch. Okay. All right. Stop this right now. I'm not saying I don't want Power Girl. I'm saying it's not going to happen. Don't you try to turn this around and say that I need to hand in my man card. I'm not turning down boobs. I'm saying it's likely not to happen. It's going to be Wonder Woman. It's not going to be Power Girl. They haven't even set up retarded multiverse yet in this stupid shit. Oh, wait, no, they have. Peacemaker. Fuck. They have. Still, they're not doing Power Girl. It's not going to be Power Girl. $10 from Kratos. Retroactive super for our various rabbit holes on classic games and magazines. Oh, okay, there you go. Thank you, Kratos. Yeah, that was a good discussion. What do you mean owned? Owned. Shut up. Lol Phil degenerate. Shut up. View Boss slams IMAX over Netflix and Greta Gerwig's Narnia deal. It risks undermining theatrical business. The Narnia thing is going to be disastrous anyway. They're not going to do Power Girl. Stop it. Danny Masterson blames his lawyer for putting on a poor defense trial. You know what? Maybe don't be scumbag. Box office, The Running Man stumbles as Now You See Me conjures a win. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. That's complete total flop. Game Awards nominations. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33 becomes most nominated game ever with 12 nods. Deservedly so. Fantastic game. We loved every minute of it. Moana live action trailer starring Catherine Lagaya and Dwayne The Rock Johnson brings Disney Ocean Venture to life. All right, boys, what do we think? Do we think Moana live action is going to be a winner? Do you think Moana live action is going to be a winner at the box office? Because Moana 1 and 2 did well. They did well as animated movies. I've never seen them. I can't really give a real take on this. At least not an educated take. My instincts tell me it's going to do okay, but they're not going to make money on Moana live action. I really don't. I don't think they're going to make a ton of money. They'll probably break even, make a little bit of profit. I don't think there's going to be $1 billion, though. No, it ain't going to be Lilo and Stitch, which played on nostalgia berries. But I think both on this. Is there nostalgia for Moana? I don't think so. I don't think there's nostalgia for Moana. I do not. Now You See Me Now You Don't star Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, and more show off their magic card tricks. Don't care. Don't care. New Wicked for Good clip unveiled on Peacock. Doesn't matter. Nobody new is going to go see Wicked. The same people are just going to go see it. That's all the first one. It's that simple. AI-generated images threaten future of documentaries. People will stop believing anything. Deepfake is a crime. AI is a tool. And listen, I for a while we all got tricked on fake AI titties all over X, and now we can now you know it when it happens. But still, I'm still not crying over AI. It's a tool. Learn to use it, but don't abuse it. It's going to get abused, though. It is going to get abused. More women filmmakers don't care. So the live action, already talked about that. Wake Up Dead Man trailer. Daniel Craig's third Knife Out movie investigates a religious murder with Josh O'Connor and other people who are idiots. This movie's going to do dog shit. It's going to do dog shit. Nobody cares about Knives Out. Don't care. BBC's going to fight Trump's lawsuit. It's going to be funny. Let's go a little bit deeper. David Letterman interview Adam Sandler on My Next Guest. Well, no matter how I feel about David Letterman, he is a good interviewer. He knows how to interview these people. And Adam Sandler is a fun guy. So, Showa star Hiroyuki Sanada teases family drama in season 2 and Mortal Kombat sequel, another appeal to the world from Asia. Ugh, they punted Mortal Kombat 2 to next year for reasons. And we talked about this last week. There should be no Shogun season 2 because James Clavell never wrote any more material on that story. So you're now making shit up, and it's likely to be dog shit. If it isn't, happy for the people who are going to watch it. But I ain't sitting down for that because I think Clavell told amazing stories. Needs some better adaptations though on some of that stuff. Joaquin Phoenix, Rooney Mara, board cans, don't care. Man who grabbed Ariana Grande at Wicked, sentenced to 9 days in prison. Yeah. Don't care. Anything, nothing. John Oliver cries some more. We'll go one more since it was the weekend. Maybe some other stuff happened. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle opens number 1 in China. Here comes more money, more success. Tom Cruise got an honorary Oscar. Good for him. Walmart serves Walton Goggins as the Grinch to warm up Black Friday. Yeah. Anything here at all? Not really. All right, let's go. IGN. Fake news. Resident Evil Requiem developers dismiss much discussed fan image of Leon with an eye patch. I don't follow this, so wasn't aware of that. Telenor creator bringing AI-led series to the History Channel. Just do it. Just do it and make them all cry. Just fucking do it. Make them all cry. I'm all for it. If it makes the actors unions, makes Hollywood cry, just fucking do it. Assassin's Creed publisher Ubisoft blames. Assassin's Creed publisher Ubisoft blames falling revenue on dwindling future of traditional full game model as players opt for subscriptions, live service, and free to play games. Wow! Talk about cope. No, guess what? People don't want live service. People don't really want free to play games. You know why? In my opinion, free to play games are always shit. It's always shit because free to play games always want you to pay to win. People are not opting for that shit. They want full games. This is Ubisoft crying because their company is collapsing. It's what it is. Microsoft announces Xbox partner preview airing this week. Oh, okay. Now we already talked about Brosnan and Doctor Strange. Dr. Fate. New Star Trek comic spotlights Lieutenant Uhura for Black History Month. All right, listen, I'm not gonna shit on Uhura character. Fine. I'm not sitting down for an Uhura story. I don't care. TOS is about Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. That's who TOS is about. Not there for an Uhura story. Zelda. Nintendo resurrects 2 classic characters for Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC. I don't care. Asus ramps up production on Xbox ROG Ally X. These names, and confirms demand exceeded expectations. Listen. The Xbox Bros are going to be all over this, no doubt. And the Xbox Bros are still a mighty group. They can make some stuff happen, but they're not enough to save Xbox. They aren't. Oh my God. I'm so sorry for you. I think when you go to restaurants these days, there's too much noise in there anyway. The music is too loud. The rarity that I go to my restaurant. U.S. Congressman blast Call of Duty Black Ops 7's alleged AI images. We need regulations that prevent companies from using AI to eliminate jobs. I don't know how I feel about legislation, but it's still just a tool. If you know how to use the tool, it's still a job. Marvel announces Josh Gad is joining the MCU as Josh Gad. Well, great. Way to make me not want to do that anymore. Ubisoft pledges to remove AI image that slipped through the Anno 117's final version after Call of Duty Black Ops acknowledges deliberate AI use. Yeah, the reason I'm not checking out that Rome game is because it's Ubisoft. That's the reason I'm not checking it out. Fans attempt to revive Doom PlayStation Live Service game Concord takes stock after worrying legal action. Sony wants to sweep that under the rug and burn that rug to get rid of anything related to Concord. Now there's the more Zelda movie leak. Sharknado. We talked about that last week. That's okay. So reach that end. Park Place. Netflix stock split. Why Netflix suddenly looks like it dropped 90% overnight. I don't cover stocks, but I don't know. Maybe people don't want them to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. I don't know. Rumor, Tobey Maguire to return in Avengers Doomsday as Spider-Man. Oh, that's a rumor that's been around since goddamn No Way Home. Please, that's nothing new. Everybody knows that there's been rumors of multiverse and Spider-Verse with Doomsday. Nobody gives a crap. Doomsday is still going to do shit. I'm on the team. I'm of the belief that Avengers Doomsday will barely make $1 billion or just fall under $1 billion because there is no interest for this. There is no hype for it at all. Rachel Zegler unfollowed Gal Gadot on Instagram as rumors of tensions deep between Snow White co-stars. Who cares? They weren't friends. They were barely co-workers. Talk about a nothing story. Who gives a shit? This stock has dramatically underperformed Netflix for the last decade. Well, yeah, because Disney's in shit trouble. All right, we got Zelda images again. Brainiac confirmed. Talk about that. Running Man flops. Talk about that. Trace confirmed. Millie Bobby Brown did file a complaint against Devil Harbor. Don't care. Saudi Arabia. I mentioned this. They are joining some Saudi Arabia joining as possible Comcast backer. So let's let that one cook for a little bit. I'm gonna let that Warner Brothers story cook for a little bit. So we're gonna see how it's doing. And that's kind of it. That's all we got for the news. I'm gonna stick to it. So we are an hour in because we did have some conversations. Let's see. Are you guys feeling anything else? Any videos or anything like that? No, apparently not. Apparently, we may be done for the day. But I'll give you guys a few minutes to consider the articles. Let's go over the week. What's going on this week? What's going on? As I said, tomorrow we've got Chat Maybe Watches Reviews, Super Mario Brothers, the movie, live action. Tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, there will be Stream of Conscious. Me and Sam will talk it up for about an hour. Tomorrow, gaming. Kel, I did it. I'm about to do it. I'm going to get Age of Wonders 4. After giving it some more time last night, I am enjoying it. I'm enjoying losing myself in it. I'm having a good time getting to understand it. I got in a situation where I was at war last night, but because the way the map was, there was ocean, and I couldn't quite engage them properly. And then I had a monster infestation that was going after my second city. So all my hero armies were in the south. And there it is. Today, there's probably gonna. As of Saturday or Friday, we couldn't do anything. I was gonna do that today. Don't worry, I was gonna check. There were 2 that weren't up for sale yet. If there's probably the reset tomorrow, so I'll probably put in a bid tonight. And we'll see what happens. There was one in. I think there was one in Limsa again. And one in where was it? Where was the other one? Foundation. It was one in Foundation. So I'll be going back to Ishgard and I'll check there. I'll check it out. So I was going to do it tonight. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. The weekend was weird for me in playing. I wanted to try out Age of Wonders 4 for the free weekend. I gave that as much time as I could to see if I liked it or not. And I did like it. I enjoyed it. I was losing myself in it and actually thinking strategically. And my last playthrough, because I upped the difficulty level to hard, and I made it a larger map with more AI, and I made it I made a custom map. So I gave myself more to do, and I have a better understanding. I see where some mistakes I may have made, this and that. So I didn't get a chance to play 14 a bunch. And of course, tomorrow, I'm excited to play this week because tomorrow on 14, Moogle Tomestones are back, baby. Moogle Tomestones. We're grinding for Moogle Tomestones starting tomorrow. There's much to get. We went over that last week. Much to get. The itinerant Moogle will have much loot for us to purchase. So we're going to be doing that this week. Then actually, I just also got the email. My sub is about to re-up. My 3-month sub is about to re-up. So getting ready for that. So I don't know what we're going to do for gaming tomorrow night. Part of me kind of wants to play Age of Wonders, but I don't know how it's going to stream because I'm doing okay with it, but I don't know if it'll handle streaming and playing it is the problem. So I don't know if we're going to do that. Now, if the Steam machine comes out, then I'd stream it because then it would work perfectly. So I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to do gaming tomorrow night. I really don't. Have no idea unless you guys have some suggestions. Unless you guys have some desires. Tomorrow I might turn it over to you guys. We might do a tier tomorrow. Anyway, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know. We don't know what the week looks like yet to make predictions on what we're going to do the rest of the week. I'm sure you guys have some more chat. Maybe watch us reviews that you're throwing in there. I saw you were playing Stellaris. Submitting to the world of Nurgle. Let's see. I don't know what's going on Ballbusters yet this week. I don't know if we have a guest at all. I know that I will say this. I'm going to be promoting this all week because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. This Sunday, Roundtable episode 200. Episode 200. So I hope you guys join me for that one because that's 200 episodes pretty much every weekend for 4 years, going on 5 years now. And we'll tell the story, how the show started. We'll go through the history a little bit, have some fun, and hope to see you guys there. And of course, we got Saturday Night Driving this week. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Running Man, 1980s Running Man. Jed's never seen that. He saw the new one this last weekend. He's never seen the original. So it'll be an interesting conversation where Jed's going to have the whole comparative like that. So we got that, but we'll see how the rest of the week takes us. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we have anything else come up here and there. We'll see how the gaming works out. I think we should plan something co-op for this weekend. I think we should plan a co-op game for this weekend because people want it. And funny thing is, Dre played Starship Troopers last week too. He enjoyed it. He said he was happy to go back to it. Maybe we'll you want to go? Are we going to do Among Us? You guys want to do Among Us? Is it time? Is it time? Is it time for Among Us again? All right, I'll float it to the crew. I'll see if there's any desire for some Among Us. All right, we'll float it. All right, I'll put it out there. It's been a while. I think we've all calmed down a bit. We did it. I think doing it every month was a little much. I think there's been enough time. Maybe we can get some new people in there too. Some fresh blood. Get ready for it. All right, I'll put it up to the crew when we're done here. I'll put it up there. All right, guys. Let me check Stream Elements one more time. Nope, you guys seem satisfied with today's show, so we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you guys had a good time. We had some good nerd discussion. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. For lack of a better term, I will say this. This is spurred out of a conversation I had with Jed. I'm gonna keep bringing this up every once in a while right now. Remind you guys that we're trying to really get this channel to the next level because I don't think realistically I can be in Florida for real by May, but we are on a timetable here with this because by June I have to re-up my lease here. And I can't live here another year. It's too expensive. It's way too expensive. Jed and I were comparing bills. Yeah, drastically smaller bills in Florida. So what we need to do, guys, and I hate to ask you guys of this, but your support is needed to help expand the audience, to grow the channel. We need to get the channel up to a certain level of income for me so that I can get out of here by June, or technically August. I have to be able to say in June to the leasing office here at the complex, I am not renewing my office, because it requires a 60-day notice. My lease is up in August, but they require a 60-day notice to get out of here. So we are on the clock here to try and finally break me through to the next level here on YouTube, to try to get me to the next level where I'm not asking for tens of thousands of views on videos and this and that and to get 100,000 subscribers. We just got to get me to that next level where I'm making normal money a month, a couple grand a month. If we can get me to that, then I can get out of here. And then come June, I could say, yes, I am not renewing my lease. I'm off to Florida. You can kiss my ass with your $2,100 rent that will only go higher. So I ask your support in helping to grow the channel. Do I like Guy Ritchie movies? I don't say I hate them. Here's the thing with me in movies. Here's the thing. I don't put as much stock in directors as a lot of people do. I don't care who the fucking director is. Oh, this guy makes a movie. Oh, Edgar Wright should have made a better movie than Running Man. Oh, Guy Ritchie made this. Oh, I don't give a fuck who the director is. A good director is required. But I don't give a fuck if it's this or that. I don't care if a movie's good or not. I mean, I the last Guy Ritchie movie I think I saw was The Gentleman, and it was okay. I'm not gonna suck its dick like some people do. Oh, The Gentleman is so good. No, it was okay for a one watch. It's not cinema. It's not art. Everybody's saying cunt and fuck you all the time. I'm sorry, that's not great dialogue. I want real writing, not cursing to make people laugh and giggle. Hey, word. So you remember, all I ask when you guys are doing chat, maybe watch us reviews, here's what I want you to take into account. One, it is probably best you don't give me movies I will like, because you're going to get a boring reaction. Chat made me watch his reviews is literally make me watch shit that you probably think is crap, but you want me to watch suffer. At the same time, we want to keep it relevant, or at least able to find, or at least somewhat entertaining. Horribly entertaining to watch. I mean, stuff we've watched recently, it's been a good mix of this and that and crap and okay stuff. But I think the amusement of chat maybe watches reviews is the garbage factor. Or stuff maybe you like and you think I'll hate. I mean, that's also a factor. Something you like and you will think I will hate based upon watching me all these years and my opinions on movies. So, I mean, that's fine. If you like it and think it's good, or maybe it is a good movie a lot of people like, but you know I'm going to hate it, that's legitimate. Because that's the reaction you generally want to get from me. Oh, let's look at him get angry. Because that's what it is. No. Well, not... I mean, I couldn't even clip that one out. That wasn't even a review I could clip out. It was so out there. Let's be careful with borderline mind fucking me. Let's be careful with that. Anyway, but it is whatever you guys want. I just encourage you to make it worth my time and your time for entertainment value. That's all I'm saying. Make it worth everybody's time for me to review this. Not just what am I looking at, or it's either so dull I have nothing to say. But I mean, good example. Ariel thought I was going to be a good one, was going to be Pleasantville. That would be a nice, easy one. No, it turned out I really hated the movie in the end, but it made for an interesting discussion review, because I realized, oh, it's actually a progressive nightmare when you break it down. So that turned into a good one. You never know, but I encourage you guys to take things into account when you're selecting movies. Don't make it obscure. Don't make it something no one's ever heard of. Too. That makes it rough. So that but it's your choice in the end, and I can't tell you. I can only give you guidelines to do it. Listen, what all my goal right now is just we need to increase the audience. There's a lot of people out there that I think would enjoy what I do around here, what we do as in general on this channel with all we do. And also the problem is YouTube is kicking the shit out of me right now. Shorts are doing great, but regular videos are doing shit. So that's it. That's the thing. So all I ask is help. Monetary support. All your generosity is fantastic, guys, and that's where it goes. But we need. I think the channel will do even better if we just keep getting more people involved to increase the monetary support. To increase that stuff because I literally can't stay here anymore. It's too expensive. It's getting too expensive. I mean, we're not in trouble thanks to you guys and other money coming in for that in my real life. We're stable. We're not in danger, but we're not saving. We're not growing, and that's the problem. That's the problem. There's no growth here because everything's too expensive. Can't save. And if the channel can hit the supportive level, then we can save, grow, consistency, and then I can say, look, here's my income. Give me my lease. I'm moving. So, but your support has been great, guys. And I only hear because you guys support. So remember, please hit that like button. Hit the like button. And there we go. You have 20 weeks worth of movies. Listen, there's a lot of movies out there. There are a lot of movies out there. A lot of movies out there. A lot of movies. I would love nothing more than to get to a point where we don't need so many grifting tiers on this show and just a couple of standard tiers, and you guys do the regular stuff that you like to do the most, and then we get just people sending in super chats and tips because they're having fun. I would love nothing more than get to that point. But you guys are great. I love all you guys. You guys are the only reason we're still here doing this. And I will endeavor to continue to provide you with the entertainment you are used to and the entertainment you ask for. We're going to do that because we still got things coming up. I still got to write that horrible Disney Star Wars fanfic before Day of Doom. I got to get that done. We got to get to tabletop. Right now, tabletop with all this going on, we're looking at January right now. That's where we're looking at January. Jen and I were talking about it on Saturday. We're looking at January. Got to get through some. There's with the holidays and me trying to do a few other things here, personal life here and this and that. We're looking at January now. So we're going to get there and it'll be a good time. I promise. And there's so much more we're going to do on the stream. Like we're planning another Nerdgasm very soon. We're planning another Nerdgasm. Jed's got ideas on his end for the relaunch of his channel that I'm helping him out with. We always got more fun going on here, and I always got ideas. Problem is, I don't want to waste the ideas. I don't want to come out with a good idea that gets lost in the YouTube ether because it's only us few here checking it out, and the broader audience hasn't seen it. Anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I got some stuff to get done this afternoon, and I have a bunch of editing I need to take care of to put up videos and clips for the channel for today so that the channel and the algorithm doesn't forget me. Thank you, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hit that like button, leave comments, watch the videos, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, actually, I'll see you tonight on Stream of Conscious and tomorrow for another Daily Dive. Until then, take it easy, everybody.